So basically what we're gonna do here is, we're gonna write an offer. I think that's the best way to do it, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna pick a property, we're going to, put an offer in on the property. I might go so far as to run some quick comps on it, because we wanna know, right? So let's just go through the motions. We got a buyer, he's found a property, and anybody show any houses recently? You showed a house recently? What was the address?
Oh, my
I
gosh.
need a pen.
I don't remember.
Don't, what, you showed a house and you don't even remember?
No, it's been like 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness, okay, so we need to show a house.
I have it here in my, I can find it.
So let's go into, everybody, so what we're gonna do is, go ahead, everybody, get yourself logged into .loop.
What was the password? What was what? Oh, you made your own. We made our own. Oh, that's right, she said it forgot password, didn't she?
So everybody get yourself logged into .loop and Matrix.
No, I won't be able to get into Matrix because I'm not set up yet.
You haven't gone to Aura yet? Well, we're gonna go live here, so, just take copious notes. Oh, and I'm filming it.
Oh, that'll make it easy.
Right, so I'm filming it too, so I can always go back and review the film once I get it.
You need the address for a house?
Yeah, I need an address for a house. I was gonna pick one, I thought, let's just, this is a class project, I want it to be our own.
I have address.
Okay, what do you got for an address?
9275.
Is it listed?
Yeah.
Okay, 9275
Point Cypress.
Point, all one word?
No, 2 words. Point Cypress. Cypress.
And that's in Orlando?
Yeah,
Okay,
Dr. Phillips.
awesome. So let me know when you're up and running in Matrix and .loop.
So I don't think the North Carolina Matrix is going to be really good in this scenario.
What's
So,
that?
I mean, I have the, North Carolina MLS, but that's not going to do really good either.
That will not help.
Not at all.
I agree. Something to take notes on. Did you bring a laptop or tablet?
A tablet I did.
Oh, this will work on a tablet.
Okay.
And for those people at home watching this on video, we printed out a blank as is. Everybody here in the class should have a copy. When I took the course, I had a blank copy and I wrote in it. You'll be able to do stuff in .loop, but you'll want to write notes because there's certain commentary that we'll have as we go down the actual functionality of the contract. So everybody in .loop and Matrix, well,
No.
Yeah.
ability.
I don't have access to that loop yet because she said there's an issue. She's going to fix it.
Okay.
My computer is very slow.
I'm sorry?
My computer is very slow.
Oh, yes. Oh, is this your property we're putting an offer on today?
Yeah.
All right, we're all gonna put in an offer on Mo's property. is, everyone's getting set up who brought a laptop and has access. Get into your dot loop and open up MLS. Okay. Who's not ready?
I am not, because I don't think I have received Alex's email with the logins, and I couldn't find it anymore.
So you didn't get a dot loop yet? You were here yesterday.
Yeah, but we didn't go in, or I
So
didn't
she
try
didn't-
yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll do as best we can.
I took a lot of notes.
All right, everybody got a blank
So you
contract?
have the MLS?
You have MLS up, right?
Okay.
So the blank contract's just an as is. I didn't print out all the riders and stuff, which we'll go over here soon, but, let's go into Matrix, and we're going to, search for our property. So it's, 9275, and you can do this from the home screen, just up here. When you look at this, quick search bar up here, and, all you need is the number and the road. P-O-I-N-T, Cypress. And search.
What's the address again?
9275.
Yeah, it's this one, yeah, right
Point.
here. So it's
Cypress.
9275 Point Cypress.
See what you got?
Yeah, it's right up here on the screen. We're doing everything live. So you'll see this has a little bit of a history. It was on the market, it was canceled, and it's active right here. So this is our guy. Bingo. Okay. Nice. Okay, $4 million. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, it's all good, right?
Yep.
So, beautiful, all right. So we're gonna make an offer on this house. It's listed at $399,999. So once you have your matrix up, because we're gonna be referring back to it, that's why we want it up. We're gonna the address, 9275 Point, Cypress Drive. Here it is, right here. Oh, listed. It's actually found the MLS, listed by Bo Julian. Going to continue. Our template in this case is going to be purchase. So move forward with that. Some people use photos. I don't generally. Creating loop. Okay. Oh, look, there's a photo already. So the fact that it found it means, it probably means that this is listed, not only just listed, but the listing agent is also using .loop. Yes, questions?
They won't let me log into that too. Saying for an email.
Did you, all right, so your email for .loop entry is always your first and last name, first
Only email.
dot last at ameritemefl.com.
So dot between, right?
So you might need to say forgot password, make one.
So if it's your very first time, use that and then you click on forgot password. Don't click on create account, ever. I think she covered that.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, when we do that, it doesn't send us the email. It says email was sent, but it never sent.
So when you set up with Alex, you have your own general Gmail account.
Yeah,
Alex, when we set up our,
convert,
it's supposed to automatically, so it's possible that hasn't been set up
that's
yet.
what you told me yesterday.
So we might have to work on that. Some of you just haven't been, I mean, some of you have been here for a couple of weeks, and some of you just joined up last week, so Alex is getting a little bit behind on that. Everybody gotten as far as they can go? All right. So Alex showed you a certain way when you were going to fill out your first form. It came up with an autofill, right? You saw that, you would click. I can actually repeat it here. So if I'm going to go here, down here, and click on the address residential, it's going to give me this form for autofill. I don't use, you can do it this way. The way that I normally do it is, and you can actually do this repeatedly, so as you get additional information, you can always do this. Here, just underneath the title of your loop is a selection. You can actually select this. It's called View Details. In here, under View Details, is all the information that would go in your autofill. Now, there's a lot of information in here. I don't generally fill out all of it. What I do, and this is actually, this is interesting because Bo is already in here as the listing agent. You will come up, your name will be here because this is your loop, and you're going to edit, you're going to actually assign yourself as the buying agent. And then we're going to start adding people. Now this here, normally if you put in a proper address select the default that it gives you, even if it's from Google Maps, most of this stuff will already come in filled up. So you'll end up, the address, you'll just want to double check, make sure the address is good in the zip code. Now, the fact that there's a parcel ID here, that's just a bonus. But for us, we're going to assume that we can't trust it, so we're going to go check it anyway. Generally, this would be blank, and you're going to have to go get it, which is why we opened up Matrix. So the Matrix will give you all the information on the property, even gives you a legal description and other information. Here's the tax ID number. Generally, I don't trust, and it's not a matter of trust, it's trust but verify. So we want to really, what we want to do is go into the tax information on this and get it more from the source. So you've got these selection buttons up here. All of these buttons mean something, and you'll go over that in the MLS class. What we're going to do is we're going to select this little I up here, and it tells you it's the IMAP tax record, which is really kind of cool. So we're going to click on that. It's going to open up a new window. And this is going to give us a lot of information on the property. So up top, you'll see the tax ID number here in this upper left window. Here's the address. Hey, look, here's the names of the owners. We're going to need that. And down here, we're going to need the legal description. Now, sometimes the legal description might be so long that it even doesn't, it'll truncate here. You can actually click on this, it's alive, and this will actually bring you to the property tax, to the agency, where you can even get more information. So some people go all the way here to get the information. Here's, here are their taxes. Their annual property taxes are included in here as well. So this is just another way to check. So you can go pretty deep with this stuff. So right now we're in dot loop, and we're going to need some specific information. So we're going to add. We would add the parcel ID. So you would actually cut and paste this number from here. And I always cut and paste it. I don't try to write. So you would actually select this. Control C. Oops, I hit something else. Hold on. And then you would go into your dot loop, and then you would select this field, and you would paste it. I don't fill in financial data. I do that in the contract all by itself, and all of these other things, I don't. This is as far down as I go. Now, we want to make sure we have all the players. So we want to make sure we have all the people. Now, the contract or the offer at this stage that you're writing, you have to know who the buyers and sellers are. The only thing you keep in mind is, even though we have their names, you're never going to contact them directly. So it doesn't matter. You don't need email addresses or anything like this. So we know we have two sellers. We have, which means we're going to need two signatures. And you want to make sure that when you are when you're doing this, that you get, you put the name in that's in the public record. So we have George Youse. No more, and the role is that's the seller. And that's it. I'm going to add the seller. There's two, as a matter of fact, so we're going to add another person. And we're going to add Dorothy Youse. Sometimes you'll be in, you won't be working with $1 million property, you'll be working with HUD property or something else. The owner actually might be an LLC, and whatever's in there under the owner, this is what you put in. And Dorothy. So we've got the buying agent, that's you or I. We've got the listing agent. We happen to have this. Now, if you didn't have it, you would add person. You would go to your MLS here, and the listing agent information is going to be at the bottom under Realtor information. So here you'll have the list agent, Bo Jillian. You'll cut and paste that into the spot, and you'll cut and paste his email address as well. Now this is the broker synopsis, so you could actually print this to PDF, as she showed you yesterday. So you can take documents, you could create a PDF of this. Matter of fact, we can do that. Because I want this record. I'm going to print out the broker synopsis, and I'm going to do print the PDF.
I have a question for you, please.
Oh, hold on just a second.
Okay.
Just make sure I got it. And download. I'm going to download it right to the desktop. And just call it broker synopsis. That's fine. All right. So we have it, and it's on our desktop there. All right. You have a question, Mo?
Thanks. I had that laptop working now,
Okay.
but I put the address, it says not found.
You put in 9275 Point Cypress and
Yeah.
didn't find it.
It says not found.
I had that too, but I'm not connected to the MLS.
I have to get
you have to
from
do
the
add loop.
MLS.
You have to add loop.
This is add loop. This is that loop.
No, yeah, but did you, so.
I didn't choose it from the MLS.
So I'm gonna just quit out of this for a minute, let me save. You don't have to choose it from the MLS.
Okay, so
So what you wanna do in order to,
I'm right there.
you actually have to
I
add,
have to add loop.
you have to click this here, this add loop. Yeah, so what you did was you punched it in here and did a
Exactly.
search, it didn't find it. And this is only gonna search your dot loop,
That loop yet.
Okay.
Right.
Now with the address. Okay.
so, yeah, you need to click on add loop and then follow the instructions there.
But
Yes, you represent the buyer purchase, correct?
I was actually able to get there without
What's that?
I was actually able to get there without the whole, being in MLS.
Oh.
I got it too, I just figured it out, actually.
Oh, so the MLS and the dot loop don't have anything to do with each other.
Oh, yeah, you were saying before.
Right, I bring up the property in MLS so that I can get this data.
That did, yeah, okay. So
Exactly.
Yeah, do you mind if we turn this off? It's better, I think, to read the
Turn
Light
it off.
the lights.
Sure.
Yeah.
They won't dim much, I
It's
tried,
kind
but
of-
you can turn them
yeah.
off, yeah.
can't find. I still can't find.
Is that better?
Yeah, you see?
Uh-huh.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so, let me see, back to, we're here. Oh, okay, so we're back here into, all right, so we're in our loop. And we're back into view details, we need some more information. We're gonna have to add, we got the listing agent, we got the buying agent. Oh, yes, we need the customer. So, who are you buying it for? So we're gonna, our customer's Jack Nicholson. So, Jack Nicholson will have an email, jackn@gmail.com. And he is a buyer, just him. It could be him and his wife, you can have two buyers. information. It's sometimes nice, because it keeps it in one place. If you have, you can add the phone number, any other information they might have, it just comes in handy sometimes, but not necessary. All you need to do to tie the dot loop signature together is the email, because that's really how we share everything. I also, the other thing I don't do is when I create somebody, I add somebody to the loop, I don't email them. I didn't want to contradict in the class, and it's really up to the individual, because first of all, my buyer already knows I'm going to be putting things together and sending it out. So I'm texting him, I'm calling him. As soon as I send it, I'm going to text him and have him check his email. Hey, your paperwork's in the mail. Go ahead and look for it. And if you need any help, let me know. So I'm in constant communication with him anyway, which I would recommend. So we have our people. We have our pertinent information, property address, zip code. We cut and pasted the parcel ID. It was given to us anyway. And as you get more familiar with dot loop, you can choose how much or how little or how differently you want to address things. So we're going to go back to our loop. Now, this is the first time I've worked with Jack Nicholson. This is he saw the house, he loves it, he wants to buy it. So he hasn't seen any of these disclosures at all. So as part of the package you're going to give him, his initial package is going to include all of these things. So let's pull up our very first document. He's going to need them all. So here is our Maritime Realty Inc. information. This is our comprehensive disclosure. These are all the basics. Hey, you know, what you need to worry about for inspections, knowledge, facts, and stuff like that, home warranties, warnings against radon, mold, all of this. It's just so that they're educated. Now here it's a blank form, and because it's provided through dot loop, it already has a place here for signatures. So these upper ones, these disclosures are only between you and your buyer. So here, we only have one buyer. You're going to assign the field to Jack, so he knows to sign it there. And this one here is for you. So you can actually just sign it now. It'll adopt your signature, sign it, and boom. And you can save it. Let me know if I have to slow down, back up. Let me just. So you're in dot loop. You've pulled up your form. Now this particular one only requires signatures. So when you go to the bottom of the form, page 4 here, you'll see it. Tells you what page you're on. Off here to the right, that little gray box. So it's actually, we got an extra page here. So it's actually page 3, the bottom of page 3. You'll see that you can assign the signature fields. That way, when you share it, Jack will know. He'll know that he has to go to that box and sign it, and it'll walk him through it. And then you sign here. And you don't have to worry about the date, because the dot loop signatures, you'll see, already add the time and date stamp anyway.
Is this document out of date?
It might be. We're trying to we've got 2 new ones that we're updating.
Oh.
For this one, the seller's disclosure, we have, well, no, hold on a minute.
I just noticed it's 295. I don't know anything else.
No, this is just basic information. None of this information's changed. The one that's out of date, Alan has sent out an email last week. We're trying to go, so there's a process. We created these particular forms. When we upload it to dot loop, there's a process that we have to go through in order for dot loop to make them live for us, so that we can add them to our templates. In the meantime, we have these. Now, this affiliated business arrangement form, you'll see down here that,
Alan,
yes,
I'm clicking on top of like on the document and it's not opening. Is that normal? Like if
oh no,
no.
click, stop, click on that. All that does is open and close your folder. Now click on that. Yes, to help keep you organized, one of the questions that just came up, to help keep you organized, these folders open and close. So if you click on that, the whole thing will roll up. All right, and then you just end up with that. The other nice thing too is you can actually rearrange your folders. So, actually, why am I not getting across here? Okay, I'm a liar. Okay, sometimes you'll get a crosshair, but you can actually rearrange your folders. And be very careful when doing that. You can rearrange your files too. For instance, one of the supporting documents we're going to add, I'll go ahead and add the document we just created, the broker synopsis. I'm going to pull that off my desktop. And I'm going to just, it says open, but that's the one. And it's adding it here at the top. So now it's a PDF and it's part of our .loop record. But I don't want it at the top. I want to move it down here. So I'm actually going to slide this down. And you can see it displaces the file number, the file names. But be careful, because see where it says replace? You can actually overwrite and blow away a document. And I had an agent who was trying to reorganize her files down below here, and she overwrote her as-is contract and sale. She had it started from scratch. Yeah, can be a real pain. All right, so we've let me see. We've prepped the first one. We're going to prep the second one here. Now this one doesn't come up with an autofill, so you actually have to put your customer name in here. Jack Nicholson, and you, real estate agent. And then down here, there'll be the signature boxes, so you only need the one. You don't have to sign this one. You'll have Jack. If Jack had a wife, Mrs. Nicholson would sign here, or a co-applicant, or whomever. And then you would save. Don't share yet. Now, some of you, when you save or when you go to exit out, it comes up with a little window and says, do you want to share this?
Yeah.
So off to the left side of that box is a little checkbox. Never show this to me again. Do that and get rid of it. Because you don't want to share until you know all your files are complete. This is our energy efficiency brochure. This is standard. This is actually up in the far bar area, but we pull it down into our templates. This is just information. And this is information that you're required to share. So we put it into our template and make sure that the seller or buyer gets it. That's it. And that's actually referred to in the file, in the contract, as well as the disclosure file. All right, here's something cool. Because our buyer, Jack, we want him to be protected. So, hey Jack, look, there's an autofill. It's just for the buyer. Not a problem. We've already put in the information. So, Jack, we want you to make sure that you do a home inspection, but it's really your choice. And based on your choice, you hold harmless a Maritime Realty. Now, you can put a Maritime Realty or a Maritime Realty Inc., just whatever you do, be consistent. And then, for whatever reason, this particular one is broken. So the box is selectable. I assign it to anybody. I open up the box and then I unselect it. And I don't know why it's that way, but you can actually change who owns and who can sign and who can check. But Jack will get this. He'll select that, he should select, yes, I'm gonna perform all recommended inspections. If I choose not to, then that's on me too. All right. I don't always use this particular form. But, you know, if Jack has a family, if he has nieces, nephews, some people just want to be informed. It's in here, especially if you're working with a young family. This is just informational. By bringing it up and auto-filling it, all you're doing is you're including this with the package that anybody who's going to be purchasing, these are the places you go to find out if there's any sexual offenders in your area. It's purely informational.
That's a sex offender.
Yeah.
She said we have to give it to them.
This next one down here, your TRID, basically, autofill, yes. Basically, this form just lets the lender know if it ever comes up, see, to lender, title, escrow, and or all other representatives. What they're doing is they're letting them know, the buyer's letting them know that you are authorized to have some private conversations with these people. Because you're going to talk to the lender, you're going to be talking about finances, you're going to be talking about things that come up in title, things that show up. So here's the deal, you do that anyway. Because chances are you've already been speaking to the lender because you've got them pre-qualified to go buy a home. But this makes it official, so just include it. A handy piece of information you want to have, and I think you'll find it if you haven't received the handbook already. This information's in there. If you don't happen to have that handy, the only thing you really need to look up is the license number of the broker. So if you get into a jam, you can always go to the DPPR, DBPR, Florida, and you can do a quick search, public license search by name, and we're going to search for the organization establishment, which is Ameritine. Ameritine Realty. And search. And here it is, Real Estate Corporation, Ameritine Realty at Lee Road. So this is the number, the license number for the broker. You can copy that and drop that right in here. So basically this is for Jack, Jack Nicholson. I am the buyer, and I have got Ameritine as my representative broker. You put in the address. 1 E Road, number 200, and we're in Orlando, Florida 32810. Phone 407 898 4800, and email broker at myameriteen.com. If you put a broker at ameritinefl.com, that'll work too. And the broker's authorized associate, that's you, the listing agent. And your license number, it's going to be SL whatever. And I always have that on me. So a lot of you, everybody should have gotten their license printout from DBPR. They give you a wallet size one too. Whenever you're showing a house, whenever you're out on property, whenever you're doing that, always have a copy of that with you, because somebody might ask for it, and it will make a difference so you don't have to worry about trying to prove your identity. Especially if you're going into gated communities, you have this and your photo ID, you're clean. Oh, yeah, you're legit. So that's 338-5530. And don't forget to assign the signature field to your client. next down the line. Wire fraud prevention notice. Again, this is informational, and we are going to make this required. Here, the brokerage name at the top, Ameritine Realty. Now, here's what it says. Basically, be careful. So, we had an agent a couple of weeks ago. They got a random email who appeared, it looked like it was from the title company with instructions on, now this wasn't the escrow deposit, this was their down payment. This was the money that they were putting toward the purchase of their new home. So it was toward the end of the deal. So they got, for clear to close, they got an email with wiring instructions. It looked all legit, and they just went to the bank and wired the money. They didn't call the title company, they didn't call anybody to verify anything, they just went and did it. They thought they were being proactive. They lost $78,000. Gone. Not to be given. It's just gone. They sent it to some obscure account, and when they went back to that account, it was clean and clear. It already moved on. So that's that's a real story. It's prevalent. It's so prevalent. I mean, you're reading articles and hearing about it all the time.
It happened to my husband. Actually, he works with invoices and orders, and he sent an order to Europe or something, and they sent the instructions, and he sent the money. And
Doesn't even have to be Europe. It could be in Florida. This is
Yeah.
right here in this state and within
Yeah.
the same state.
yeah,
So basically, when you get a house under contract, the title company is going to send you and your buyer wiring instructions. Make sure your buyer prints those out. When they go to the bank to wire the escrow deposit, they have that with them and a phone number. I'm calling, I'm getting ready to send this money. Is this the number? Clean, verify, yes. And if somebody ever says, oh, call somebody else at this number, don't. Call your title agent. Once you get your title agent, that's your point of contact. Make contact, make sure it's clean and clear, and that's it. Always verify, always. And preach it to your customers.
yeah, because it's done. He even got in contact with FBI, and they couldn't do anything.
Oh, yeah. There's not much they can do.
Yeah.
So Jack's gonna sign this one too, and this one has a, I always go and fill it in for my clients. You don't have to worry about filling in their names, and it'll come up, hey, Jack, we're good. All right. So that's what that's all about, our wire fraud notice. So this is in here, this is a standard, and I'm only gonna show it, we're not gonna fill it out. I'm gonna hit autofill here real quick. You're gonna have a rapport with your buyer. And if you're out showing homes and you're showing multiple homes and you've gotten them pre-qualified, you've got a good rapport, and you're feeling really good about things, then we don't demand that you use this. Some agencies will demand that you have a buyer agreement in place. What'll happen, and this happened to an agent last month. He showed a house over the weekend and found out the following week that that house was under contract, but with a different real estate agent. So somebody had gone in, they were kind of playing both sides of the fence, but didn't tell. So that they lied, the buyers lied, and ended up, he lost the deal. It was $9,000 commission. So get to know your clients. Some people will not do business with somebody unless they sign this. And you can sign it. You don't have to put in the details. You can put in the terms. Let them know that I'm here to help you. But if you go with somebody else, this gives you protection. You provide this to the other broker, and let them know that the commission's yours. Oh, I don't want to get into that. So get familiar with this agreement, and generally when I'm doing something like this and I'm already writing an offer at this point, I don't need it. I'm going to go ahead and archive it because I don't want to look at it and send it by accident. So here's our broker synopsis that we just uploaded. Just take a quick look at that, Yeah, that's there, all there. And I click broker synopsis, because if you pick customer synopsis, you won't see any of this information down here. So sometimes it'll come up default and you print a customer synopsis and you lose all this data. You still have it on the MLS, but now it's permanent. And these files down here that she pointed out, Alex pointed out, these are, you'll see that, placeholders. Hey, it's a placeholder for this. So it's just to let you know that we're here. So you can actually, this is the thing I don't like, but you can actually take this file and see replace. And it'll prompt you, you sure you want to replace? In this case, yeah, I'm fine. So now this broker synopsis is the actual one and it's renamed. Now here's a cool thing too. You can actually, you can rename these. I leave those alone, but if you have something that's special, you can actually go in and rename it and call it what you want. So you could put like the address, 9275, 9275. Apparently I just discovered my screen is a touch screen. So yes, that's the rename function of that. I don't care. And then these other placeholders. Okay, so that's all the supportive documentation. These are the only docs. You'll do them once, you'll share them with your client, you won't share them with anybody else. Once they're signed, they're part of this. And if this offer falls through, and you end up doing another offer on something else, you already have these signed. You can actually copy them. You can download them and then upload them back to another loop. Or you can actually copy them into another loop. So you can do it two ways. It does multiple ways. But you'll have them. You don't have to have them fill them out, you know, if you end up doing multiple offers down the line. So you're good there. All right, so next up, our as-is residential contract. Now this is kind of cool. Now we already kind of went, I went into it and did an autofill, but no worries, I can go up here and hit autofill. Here's all the information. And down here, say yes. Boom. All right. So there's my two buyers. My two sellers. Here's my buyer, Mr. Nicholson. Here's the property address. Hey, it's in Orange County. That's cool. Here's our property tax ID. Oh, we need the legal description. So I'm going to go back to the MLS. I'm going to go to my tax data. And I'm going to pull my legal description. Sometimes these can be considerably longer. I'm going to copy that right into my loop. Edit text, paste, and save. Boom. Now, if there's other things other than range, refrigerator, dishwasher, stuff like that, this personal property that they're leaving behind, specifically you would list it here, or if you had an inventory list, you would actually say see attachment, and you'd include the attachment with the contract. And if there was something in the home that was excluded, for instance, if you knew going in, it might be in the broker remarks that this particular Tiffany chandelier is excluded from the sale. So you would actually put that in here and go, yeah, excluding Tiffany chandelier in dining room. All right, here's where it comes down to, $4 million. $4 million. So we're not going to offer 4. We're going to offer, we can just offer the amount. If you've done your due diligence and you work with your buyer, you'll know if the property is where it's supposed to be at or not. Yes.
I don't think I see the as-is contract on my deck.
Oh, click here. Yeah, you close the folder. There they are. Not a problem.
You can also do a control F and type it in, it'll come up.
Yeah, he had folded up this folder. So all the files are in the folder, just invisible. All right, so we're gonna put in on our offer. So normally it wouldn't be, well, you know what, it would be nice if normally, right? Normally you're doing a $4 million deal. But in this case, $399.9, the couple loves it, they just wanna put in asking price. $399.